good day to you and welcome to our political conversation. My name is Jadil Kabiro here with Herman Manyora for usual political conversations that are very simple, truthful and balanced with him who puts them across in a hard-hitting way. How are you?
Good.
We're still in Lombe.
Lombe under the mango
under
tree.
the mango tree. What is to talk about Maina Njenga, man? He was taken to the DCI, he appeared for summons in the DCI, and there are protests outside there. Kikuyu members, some say we don't know yet if they're members of the MUNGIKI. MUNGIKI is actually
singing the Kikuyu songs I like.
Yes.
Those struggle songs.
I just want to know, did people mistake Maina Njenga's popularity and hold of Mount Kenya, and that's what we were seeing when he was summoned? Did people mistake that he was forgotten and he's no longer a
No,
leader?
you know, Maina Njenga was always a danger to the powers that be. Maina Njenga has a very serious following of people who have nothing to lose. Boys and girls, men and women, young men and women, who society has decided forget. From the Kikuyu community, we are talking of dispossessed Kikuyus. These are their grandchildren and their children. People who should have benefited from independence by way of land and economic gain, none of which happened. They have died poor. Some of them are old and miserable. These are their children and grandchildren. If you have a religion for them, such as MUNGIKI, there are many. But why do you think they have government, and I'm talking of Kibaki, Uhuru, and the rest. Why do you think they have not understood the danger of MUNGIKI? Beyond what Michuki saw. Why has the potence of MUNGIKI not been understood? Simple. It is because of the tribal equation in this country that has pushed down the power of MUNGIKI. Because MUNGIKI would resonate better with a revolutionary, people-centered leader like Raila, and because MUNGIKI is mainly Kikuyu, the political elite in Mount Kenya very easily mobilized the tribe to support Kibaki, to support Uhuru, and recently Ruto. So that thing is lost in the tribe. It's lost in
the tribe.
Because it's us versus them. This animal called Raila and his nyamus and what have you. So the fire in the MUNGIKI goes down, consumed by the fire of tribe. But if the situation changes, so that is not a tribal issue, is a class issue, is a struggle issue, which is where Maina Njenga can push it. Because, let's put it very plainly, Ruto and Gachagua and the rest managed to put the Kikuyu into the fight. It looked like they had a stake into the fight. Somehow it succeeded because of the way they demonized Uhuru Kenyatta. Okay? But that's not to say there was a Kikuyu interest in this election. And now with what has happened, it is clear they have nothing in this game. The Kikuyu have nothing in this game, nothing at stake. So that if there is something strong like a MUNGIKI, it can poop, sprout and blossom. Because it is not growing under any umbrella tree of tribe where the tribe's interest is paramount. Because we are facing other communities as we look for the leadership of this country. So the interest of the Kikuyu community, the Gema community, is paramount in the national struggle for power. But now with the current equation, you see the Kikuyu interest in the whole game is not there. I don't know whether you get what I'm saying.
I'm getting you.
In the absence of that Kikuyu national interest at the national level for the presidency, you play with Mungiki at your own peril.
Yeah.
At your own peril.
So this some
Because you see, Mungiki has not died. All these people who make, you must kneel to them if you want to operate a matatu. They just went quiet a bit, but they are there. All these people controlling matatus in Nairobi and everywhere central, these are people.
Could this be the spike, Maina Njenga's summon, could this be the spike that these remnants were looking for?
Matigari.
Could this be
This Matigari.
could it be that spike that we can see now, a revolution coming that we hadn't seen for over a decade or so?
Yeah, it's possible. It's a very dangerous thing. I would urge whoever it is to move with caution. In fact, if I were to sit down with Gachagua, I'll tell him move with
You
caution.
brought Gachagua's name.
I'll tell Gachagua move with caution.
Yeah.
All
fingers are
all
pointing
these people I'm seeing, all this, the danger who Ruto and Gachagua face is not Jubilee. The danger is in Maina Njenga, these other leaders, Mwangi wa area. That's where the danger is. The Jimmy Wanjigis, all these Kikuyu leaders who are not with Ruto. And therefore, if I were Gachagua, my approach will be very simple. Start bringing those people who are with Uhuru Kenyatta to me. Start low. Start with people who are not very vocal in the election. Former ministers like Mutahi Kagwe, bring them. You get it?
Yeah.
Bring those ones. Top civil servants. Masharia and the former PP, my PS, bring them. The Uhuru ones, pole. People love power.
Yeah.
Where there is power, kuna joto. People, man. People move towards warmth. So bring them. Now, the low level ones. Low level not in position, but in terms of the involvement in the politics. Before you get now the Mwangi areas. Mwangi Kinjuri is not quite the other side, but you can see. Start with that one. Make sure it's firmly inside. You get it? Then you reach Mwangi area. Finally, you get Maina Njenga. And if you want to be the Kikuyu kingpin, you'll be. But if you think you'll hit Maina Njenga, try to arrest him. Oh.
Is there a vacuum now for kingmanship in
those guys can make Mount Kenya and Nairobi ungovernable.
Is there a space, is there a vacuum that needs to be filled in Mount Kenya when it comes to the leader? Because now you're looking at Maina Njenga, you're speaking about Mwangi wa area, you're speaking about President Uhuru Kenyatta and Rigathi Gachagua. Is there that vacuum that needs to be filled?
There is confusion. Nothing is clear, it's fluid. Yes. The situation is not quite settled. Somebody will have to emerge. But as it were, I have said this, if you open in the hearts of the people, Uhuru Kenyatta is still there. So the way to remove Uhuru Kenyatta from leadership is not to fight him. No. The victim syndrome sets in and Uhuru will remain the leader. So you don't fight him. You don't fight Jubilee. You don't fight Maina Njenga. You bring these people closer and you isolate Uhuru Kenyatta. Because Uhuru Kenyatta is not even a very social person. You know?
Yeah.
He doesn't buy somebody a cup of tea. So removing these people from him is not even a big thing. No, just bring them close to you until Uhuru Kenyatta remains alone. And people can begin to see everybody who matters is moving around you and moving with you, Gachagua. Then you are automatic leader. But if you think you'll be a leader of the Kikuyu by fighting Maina Njenga, by fighting Uhuru Kenyatta, you lose the war. Automatically you lose.
How powerful, though, is Maina Njenga himself in Mount Kenya? Because they are fighting him now. How powerful is he really?
You know, figures like Maina Njenga are people who inspire fear and confidence and admiration. There are many people who admire Maina Njenga. He's mysterious. He's a legend of sort. He's mysterious. People just fear him. Even if you are walking somewhere and you just met Maina Njenga, something will happen to you. Yet he's just a human being. You know?
Yeah.
People like this, there's something about them. And people admire men like those. to get following. So let people not get confused because Maina Njenga was not voted in when he stood.
Yeah.
They think that shows his power. No. The game was at another level. The game was about the community versus other communities. But now that the community is not in contestation with any other community for power, it is within the Kikuyu community. Nobody can mobilize more than Maina Njenga. Nobody. You can't. Because his constituency is the most lethal. These young boys and girls. Those ones are bad people.
Now, what does this then say about Azimio's hold in Mount Kenya if Maina Njenga is with them, Mwangi is with them, and then we're looking at the deputy president who's in Kenya Kwanza, right?
Let me say this. I want to use a real story. In the year 2007, when Maina had, around the time Maina had gone out of tribulation, jail, what have you, and he was very, very strong, and MUNGIKI was very strong. And there's a lot of dissatisfaction among the young people in Mount Kenya region. The days when this kinywaji, what we are kumikumi, was just destroying children. A lot of hopelessness and helplessness in Mount Kenya region. I was in Nyeri. I stayed there a week before, 2 weeks before election. I was there. I had been sick, I was recuperating. I went to stay there with my people. At the peak of the election of 2007, I left there 2 or 3 days before elections to come and vote here. The ground, 2 weeks to election, the ground was Raila Odinga. Because they resonate, the young men, they were resonating with the struggles of Raila Odinga. And his association with firebrands like Maina Njenga. I'm telling you, the community did extra work. Let any serious Gikuyu deny this.
Yeah.
A week, 2 weeks before the election, if they had voted, Raila angefagia kura Mount Kenya, watu angeshanga. What happened? The community went out literally to plead with the young people. This is a community thing. We will be finished. Let church leaders come and deny here. Deny with me. Because they watch this clip. Let them deny. The last 2 Sundays, let them tell me what was going on. Even on Sundays, in funerals, in weddings. That wave was bad. And now I'm saying, there is nothing to stop those boys. You can't say our leadership is at stake because you don't have anybody standing. You get it? You are supporting somebody else from far. And so far he has not proved he can live up to what he promised the community. He may do it later, but so far he hasn't. That means, therefore, the MUNGIKI thing should not be taken for granted. And Azimio can have a big of that chunk.
When it comes to public support.
When it comes to public support, when it comes to demonstrations, and let me tell you this, I don't want us to go the mass action way because a lot is happening in the country of late that can make this mass action become very bad. Yes, right on the ground. So don't not underrate MUNGIKI. And let nobody play around with Maina Njenga. That's my advice to them. Free advice. Maina Njenga is somebody to talk to. Sit down with and have a cup of tea. He's not a person you want to hit.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in. A conversation on Maina Njenga, the place of MUNGIKI and Kikuyu leadership in the country. Until we do talk again, have yourself a lovely rest of your day.